What is economic justice? Economic justice is a big framework. There are a lot of definitions. MCBW is still working to fully define what economic justice means to us as a domestic violence movement in Minnesota and to the coalition. But what we do know is that we cannot end domestic and sexual violence without also addressing economic instability. What statistics tell us? We must talk about data and numbers. Data is important because it tells us a story. It communicates with us the reality of our community beyond just the individuals that we are working with. It also helps paint a picture for legislators and Congress and helps us with funding and policy making. It helps us understand the environment that often exasperates violence. Here we see that women and men who experience food and housing insecurity often face higher rates of rape, physical violence, and stalking by an intimate partner. While women of all income levels experience violence, poor women are often experiencing domestic violence at higher rates. And then victims of severe domestic violence are forced to miss nearly 8 million days of paid work. Domestic violence is also cited as the primary cause of homelessness for many people and families. Multiple studies tell us that homelessness among mothers and children have experiencing homelessness, more than 80% of them had experienced domestic violence. And between 22 and 57% of all homeless women report that domestic violence was their immediate cause of homelessness. And 38% of all domestic violence victims become homeless at some point in their life. We also hear that as high as 92% of homeless women have experienced severe physical and sexual assault in their lifetime. Rural poverty. Women living in rural communities have additional barriers. If somebody living in a rural community have experienced domestic and sexual violence, chances are they're also experiencing barriers in accessing healthcare, the criminal justice system, and other human services. Not only are these barriers that they face, they're also twice as likely to be turned away from services than folks who are living in the city. Women of color and Native women. Domestic violence happens to everybody. It disproportionately impacts women of color. These statistics that you see before you are not broken down by immigration status or even disability. They show a very small picture as to what some communities of color go through. As you can see, 30% of African American women are victimized by an intimate partner in their lifetime. 41 to 60% of Asian Pacific Islander women, and 23.4% of Hispanic or Latino women, and almost half of Native Indigenous women are victimized by an intimate partner in their lifetime.